He's one of the few people that has a lot of matches played. Obviously, I think Giannini's still leading because of all of his lower bracket runs. Random, I think he's got about 33, 34, so he's also not shy of playing a lot of matches. Joined here by In for Fun, and the spin is live. Sorry, Infor, I'll let you talk after this. Silvia Caruso with the Consumed Poison as the mansion staff, and Francesca DeSantis as the waiter with the sniper rifle. And hello, In for Fun.
Hi, Punk. Hi, everyone. Just give me some extra time to think about the significance of this match. Not quite the first Chaos Stages match. We had one earlier between Papalevi and Kekaneta, the latter winning 4-0. But we are finally here with the first day of knockout stages, and it is going to be a really exciting 4 weeks. And this time between two of the ultimate veterans, the second and third place finisher of RR1 on PC. So they have been playing roulette for 1.5 years and even more. Can't wait to see who comes out on top.
Yeah, true veterans of the game, involved in the community for a long, long time. And looks like the bans for MrMike was Isle of Sgail and random band Chongqing.
We finally have those as well. We went these 24 days without any bans, of course. Everyone could pick their maps as many times as they wanted. Especially in my group, we had some specialists playing same map 7 times. But now it's time to only pick one and ban one and not repeat until the grand finals. And we are starting in Sapienza, chosen by Mike. And then Santa Fortuna will come, which is Randy's choice.
Yeah.
It's an early struggle for random.
Two different approaches. MrMike went for the waiter that's in the bottom floor. Above him is where Jack Please. That's where random is trying to get with his secret dart.
I like the gas device more. Just can't really fail it. While you have to aim it correctly, as Randy misses the first shot, but hits the second one. And as we saw in the last try, that you can be compromised very easily by others. But Randy gets it done as well and will be about 30-40 seconds behind Mike in real time.
So Randy was a little delayed for me because of the ad. But yeah, he's shouldn't need the anything else, seeker for anything else. MrMike is ahead with the disguise.
Quite vanilla kill conditions. The sniper rifle is very lenient because you can bring in the tactical, which is Throat's choice, and others have implemented it as well, and because that's the one where you can just shoot the virus and don't have to worry about the lab technician behind.
Yeah,
and
just don't bring the ghost. Basically. I think Viper, I'm not 100% sure. I like the way that Sniper's aesthetic looks, but I'm always skeptical. Any of the Seeger 300s, that's not Ghost. And question mark for the Viper.
I just can never remember the tiny differences between the snipers. I know the Ghost, the best one, and then for Sapienza, the tactical, maybe they want to pick. Mike had a close encounter with that mansion guard whose peekaboo just finished, so it was that long. But 2 minutes and 15 seconds into his run, I think he'll be just in time for Francesca, which means I see no issue with the kill once that guard turns away. You might want to drop the sniper just in case, because you can still get a gun flash if it's on your back.
Yeah, he's slightly behind in terms of... Oh, but she fell right on top of the desk. No drag prompt. Gotta shoot her again?
I think so, yes.
Yep, couple of shots to get her down. shouldn't be a big deal. The other guard is having his conversations. He's not gonna come in for a little while.
Yes, when you isolate at 2 minutes 30, it won't be a problem for the second guard, but every other timing it's messy. Randy with the consume poison setup indeed.
Looking for this mansion staff. I mean, there is a free one down where the housekeeper is.
Yeah, not that far away, and also it will take quite a few minutes until Silvio eats, and I think the bell hasn't been rung.
MrMike going for another one. Was talking to one of the housekeepers, so he uses 2 tranks for it. This Silvio kill is just gonna be waiting after you ring the bell.
Yeah, I wonder waiting where exactly, but I think that will be the main exit. Mike will just get the virus down and still going to have plenty of time near the car, which is kind of a signature move by everyone who finishes with the consume poison.
Yep, there he goes with the poison. Random decided to go for Silvio, which means Francesca is still up for him.
And he's looking to wait out this consume poison, so he will stand here for a couple extra minutes. And Mike might be out there by then, just so well optimized by him.
Oh, that guard. He is so weird. I mean, he turns a little bit to the other way when you do a distraction, but MrMike gets it. Gets the shot on the virus and the hazmat guy.
Nicely showed everyone why you shouldn't bring the ghost unless you have very precise aim towards the bottom of the virus. But
Yeah.
Mike doesn't have to worry about that one here. And I think some grids you have to avoid here, but not in this round because he shot that camera. So it's mostly just around to the exit. It may be one more camera or maximum one enforcer inside. But this is really it for him.
He's playing, yeah, very safe. Not even gonna go anywhere near that camera. And looks like Random's gonna miss Francesca's second cycle too, because she's there around what 5:30 or something, or is it 7:30?
I was going to say 5 or 6, and even if it's 6, it would be cutting it close. And even though Random is the first one to get the consume poison kill, he just won't be able to catch up to Mike, who is still sitting, or at least Silvio is.
Yeah, obviously there's always a risk of the thing bugging out.
Yes, I think Giannini in a grand final couldn't get the consume poison work. He set it up correctly and everything. Just didn't. He just didn't die to the poison. So Mike is anxiously waiting for Silvio to stand up and takes a couple of steps and hopefully dies.
Yep,
Crouches back in. But that is the kill. And that is the finish. And the first 2 points of this knockout match.
Very nice. MrMike wins his pick. Now on to Santa Fortuna, which is not everybody's favorite map, but Random is preferring to pick it. Oh yeah, now I have to also pay out the prediction.
I believe we got some votes for that.
Yeah, 65% voted for MrMike. 35 for Random, 2k for him, 3.6k for MrMike.
It's even enough on a short map like this, but curious to see
Yeah, well,
Fortuna, because it's a specialist pick for NDS.
absolutely 6-1, then 86% win. That's a solid record on Santa Fortuna to have. MrMike only 25%, 1 win, 3 losses. Record by Papier.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, the record was a Papier. I wanted to mention, I remember the win from MrMike, and it is a World Championship Round 1 victory for him. It was a decider, which was then the longest decider, which 68 minutes or so. It was one of the rare occasions when the timer went through 1 hour or over 1 hour, and he beat Red Fox in that decider. So if he can channel his round 1 luck in Santa Fortuna, then he can definitely take this.
Yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't want it to go anywhere near the edge of the timer, but if he can win that, yeah, that would be the end of it, because first to 4 points in the earlier rounds.
Subtle but important change from basically any other bracket in the past. This is not a typo or anything, it is first to 4 now, which eliminates the chance of anyone winning 3-1. So if this is a tie, we keep going, and we have not just a decider, but actually 3 deciders loaded into this page, but also the random map, which would happen at 2-2.
Yeah, it would be something if the decider was, I don't know. We needed more than 3, because the rules is you keep rolling until there is a winner after the hour passes.
Yes.
So 15 map decider pool, and I mean, there's nothing. There's no rules that say what happens after that either. But those are extreme situations. But I don't know, they're not covered by the rules. So hopefully we don't have to deal with them.
We haven't had a rule for infinite deciders either, but I suppose some of us thought that going 2 hours and 4 minutes in Colorado was a limit of some people's time, including the caster and the admins, and so basically that's the reason behind a different kind of a limit for the decider. We switch up the map after 1 hour, so we don't end up in a hell for forever.
Yeah, I was watching a match, esports yesterday, and there's unlimited overtime, but the rounds always get end results. There's no ties, but it was going back and forth for a while. Anyways, the spin is live in front. What is going on over here?
Map number 2 is Santa Fortuna, and we have Rico Delgado, pistol as a Coca Field Guard, Jorge Franco, explosive weapon as the Hippo Whisperer, and Andrea Martinez, injected poison as a Coca Field Worker. None of the disguises are from the village, so curious to see which of the extreme stars they go for, maybe Coca Field or Mansion Staff or even Submarine. At least Jorge is a remote setup kill, and Rico can be silent, of course.
Yeah, both of those weapon kills are, good for the players, not loud specified. So breaching charge and silver baller of that, any weapon of that kind can be used. Right? I don't know if anybody would be like, let me go for a loud pistol kill.
Probably if it was incredibly loadout heavy, and technically you would probably want to bring in your own pistol and your own breaching charge. And I can't think of an injected poison, but think we will end up with all of these silent methods. Random is first loaded in by, I think it's going to be a minute or even more, and started his run by making Jorge sick, who then comes to this very convenient toilet and will not be followed by either of his personal bodyguards once KO'd. So this kill should be set up and good to go. Just don't mix up the disguise. It's very similar looking, but Hippo Whisperer with a different hat than the Coca-Field Worker.
Yeah, MrMike with a very long time to plan, but I think he was just blueprinting that whole thing in his head, how he was going to approach it. For a long map like that, it's probably not a bad idea to do so. I mean, Randy obviously being the specialist pick or the comfort pick that you mentioned, like faster load time because he knows what he wants to do right away.
And it looks like what he wants to do is get his Coca-Field guard. And I just wonder where he'll drag his body, because I know of the two who roams around here. And I assume that the edge of the Coca-Field should be fine. I mean, Randy has more experience here. And that will be the second disguise for Random already.
Yeah, Random also unlocking challenges. That was Chameleon. Earlier he got the Sylvia Poison. This is why he plays roulette, so he can complete his challenges. Anyways, he gets stuck by the door to the mansion because it opens from the other side. Maybe he's gonna borrow the shotgun from this guy here. Looks like he is. Oh, he's got an assault rifle.
Still very ballsy, very nice. We'll open this door and we'll be trespassing on the other side. Yeah, that mansion guard is going to be really close.
That door also requires, like a lot of bullets. That's
Needed a full magazine of the beast.
Risky spot to. Oh, yeah. He's investigating the gunshot, so sees him trespassing, immediately catches him. So good lead now for MrMike.
I could see the frustration in Randy's gestures on the loadout screen. This is a loadout heavy spin, and he wants the silence pistol, the breaching charge, and injected poison. Of course, the last one is mandatory, but that didn't leave him with any other weapons to open the door, and he switched it up for a silenced SMG, as Mike is going to get his first kill. But the guard comes in. I think the door wasn't open, because I think that always works if you wait until the door to close.
That timing was so good. He was there ahead of her. Yeah, that's... Well, the lead's gone now. That was a decent amount of lead. Random looks like he's optimizing his run even more by already having the Coca-Field guard.
Yeah, more setup in the Coca-Fields for both of them, and both are getting more optimized. Random can get away with the Jorge kill or Jorge KO at any point in time, because these guards are just oblivious. Exhibit A.
There you go. He turns towards it, but then turns away. Random is trying to find a good spot for Jorge. He doesn't want him landing outside, flying outside the bathroom possibly. That's why.
Yeah, and also can't replace the breaching charge, but now it's done, maybe after a drop, but it will definitely be in a lethal range, and well, yellow guns or not, he is going to be infiltrating the dimension, and I don't see a need for a hippo lure. I think this might be an isolation downstairs. timing works out for that perfectly in the museum.
Yeah, around that 2.5 minutes is crucial in this map for both Rico and Andrea. You can get Andrea in the conference room, you can get Rico in the museum, which both players are doing.
Nicely working opposite kills. Always nice to see, because then it means it will be different for the rest of the spin now as well. Randy trying to get that peekaboo, which doesn't always work, but he also has a seeker, unless he missed both of them. Oh, a throw might help, but no one heard it, and he misses the peekaboo.
Oh, the maid heard it.
Wow. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's a missed peekaboo. So I don't know if this is the same in Hitman 3, but from my extensive suit-only practice on this map, what I realized was if you hop the window before Rico like leans over that case with the bat on it, he will just immediately start talking without leaning. So you just let him lean and then hop out the window. Then you have that straight peekaboo chance. Oh no, MrMike. Once again getting spotted.
Oh, because Andrea left the compound, so his 2 personal bodyguards followed her and specified one, but the other one was lagging behind and spotted that body. And it was a restart for him, but also action on Randy's side went for a straight isolation, KOing the mansion guard, then Rico for after a quick target lockdown, and stole a loud pistol, no silence here, and gets the first kill down of this match.
Yeah, absolute madman gets away with that one. So many enforcers he has to dodge now as he's walking towards the Hippo Whisperer, and after he gets that, he should be able to grab Jorge's kill. After that, it's close enough. First three letters, so still match. Looks like he's not going. Okay.
Yeah, just juggling the disguises so that he is in the coca field. Which, yeah, I think both approaches make sense, just so different. So he will be trespassing or even hostile in this area, but doesn't have to come back to the coca field anymore. It's a risk for the time reward.
Yeah, we've seen him get spotted trying to navigate this area, which is very safe, but then there's 1 or 2 people you have to watch out for, which is one of them is this guy. Randy has his eyes on him.
Yeah, recent experience made him more aware, and he's past the worst past.
Yeah, pretty much 85% of the hard work is done for that part. Also picks up the frog intel, so that increases his chance of winning by like 15%.
Can't go wrong with the intel. So now, of course, 2 people in this area can't, or at least it's not trivial, also by the way they are looking at each other, so it requires some sort of distraction for sure.
Looks like a change in plans for MrMike. 2 minutes in-game time. He is nowhere near the village this time. Looks like he's gonna go for Rico. Again, good timing because of that 2.5 minute mark for both Rico and Andrea. But he's heading towards the Hippo enclosure, it seems like. Watch him do a U-turn and completely make me like go wrong.
Would be suspicious a bit, but yeah, Mike goes for the more usual, the more generic isolation with the Hippo. Will also take a bit longer, but we've seen that it's kind of crazy for Random to do it the way he did. Lots of approaches for Rico for sure.
Yeah, Random should be able to get the Jorge kill now. He's got the detonator out, and here's the kill on Jorge. He's half and half inside and outside, so we'll see if that, yeah, that does get
Yes.
found almost right away.
And and I was worried. I was wondering about his concerns, because it wasn't the fact that Jorge was inside or outside. It was the fact that he was so close to the coca field workers, and breaching charge is silent as heck.
Yeah, yeah, they heard the
but
breaching
he was
charge.
close as well. Yeah. It's a costly test / mistake for random.
I think it
now.
does matter where the breaching charge is, but not where Jorge is, because I don't know, maybe if the breaching charge was inside the thing, it wouldn't have been audible for those two guys. Who knows? I'm not the expert here. It's definitely random.
Yeah, it's nuances here, and he was concerned a bit. I think that's why he was looking at picture-in-picture first, and then saw the guns turn red and knew it was over for this run anyway, which puts Mike at a 4-minute lead.
Oh,
with that was someone inside. If it was crime noticed, but no hunted, must be a civilian. These shallow bushes are not without danger, but it's an early restart. He can afford it, or it's unlikely that this last would be the rip which makes the difference.
players do have extra time for the KO stages to complete a spin, so it's 47 minutes as opposed to 30 minutes. So a little more room for maps like these, because we were, I think, approaching like 14 minutes into the spin timer being gone. I mean, in the group stage spin timer, it would be almost halfway done with the spin.
And that really puts the pressure on you. Look at the time and start to think, how many runs do I have? And it's usually just 1 + 1.
Yeah,
with
realistically, for Santa Fortuna, if you look at it and you have 15 minutes, like that's just one solid run you can maybe go for, unless it's one of those speedrun spins. Even then, the record right now is 10 minutes real time.
Yes, both Santa Fortuna and Mumbai on the verge of the first sub-10 pin. We haven't got there yet, but now the best 32 players should probably reach that barrier or break it in the next 4 weeks.
Now, Random gets a good Jorge ragdoll here with the push, but he's with the throw, but he's opting to drag him to the edge. Maybe have the breaching charge boost him off to the water there too.
So as long as he can place it and double checks on instinct that it's close enough to Jorge, then I think that should be fine, and obviously absolutely safe.
Yeah, he was using his body for the red, and then as soon as he got green, that's when he placed it, so it should be the closest possible spot. MrMike uses the sound of the gun, shoots in the air, which attracts Andrea's attention.
And very clever.
He wouldn't even have to bother with the thing there. So gets the 6:30 timing on her.
Oh, okay. Mike got the recording as well. I thought he would hit the wooden part of the door, but that's another nice thing to remember, because if you are shooting the evidence through the window, then you can get hunted with a decent probability. So you can just use the door instead and close it on you and shoot to the window.
Yeah. But Random trying to get Rico again in the museum area, but he's turned his back on him. He does have a seeker though.
Have you heard about David's new friend? He's apparently a really wealthy American woman.
And I think Rico is not one who eats any darts.
You say that, but you know, it'll happen. Hopefully not to you.
I remember this being a tricky situation. Oh,
Random, no.
Maids, what is?
I think he didn't let the door close.
It was a civilian once again, because it's compromised, so I
Oh, it might have been the
thought it
maid
was
then.
outside. Yeah.
Oh, the maid. She's a run killer for sure. Jotes, put him in your contract. MrMike back in the mansion, trying to get another mansion guard with the AC.
And we saw Mike get the armory key and went down to the armory in the village, which, back to our point earlier, that this is a quiet spin, but if you want to go fully quiet, then it's very loadout restrictive. And Mike decided to get the explosive weapon loud from the armory, and it will be a car bomb on exit.
Yeah, 9 minutes into the spin for him, so obviously he wants to have the rest of his strategy airtight, no room for error. Random though, just starting out again because of that unfortunate spot by the maid.
Both of them having such a nice lock on the strategy. They know what to do, but these tiny errors on Randy's part are definitely costing him the map, and it's in absolutely Mike's hands now if he can get the basically the Rico isolation. Now it's second cycle museum, and then the remaining disguises.
Like he's trying to get the attention of that guard, but he didn't care for the first one, and somebody must have.
Yeah, let's hope for no more NPCs in this area. Mike gets these KO green guns, and we'll have to wait for Rico. I think it's just a minute or so. Good point by Codes in chat. It's an H3 break. You were used to be able to shoot the
Oh wow,
the
Mr.
ceiling of
Mike
this room.
decides to
And that's a
get
nice
for a
seeker shot.
side seeker shot.
It's absolutely loving this. So Mike could have waited literally 1 extra second for Rico to stop for a non-risk seeker shot.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
decided
He
not
just
to.
turns and looks at you.
And it's an ominous.
That shot
instinct.
misses, he doesn't have a chance to peekaboo either.
And random going. Well, not really risky, but flashy with this museum double KO. Small target lockdown, but Rico didn't have time to scream, so no one else heard it.
Somebody is coming. I think somebody did hear it. Is that
Oh,
Catalina?
good point, yeah. Target is unconscious. Oh, but she won't come in here because
Yeah,
of course
she
the
heard.
issues happened
Oh, it's the
outside.
maid. It's the maid again. Of course it is. Randy's best friend in this map. Very well
Might
played
as well
there.
shoot him.
Drag
Yeah.
both of those bodies. Just keeping an eye on the minimap. As soon as she's by the door, then takes the shot.
Not like the maid would have ever ran in here, but I guess it's better safe than sorry. And
Yeah, you never know. Sometimes they run
Yeah.
straight into where the gunshot came from.
survival of the fittest, and they wouldn't be the Hitman NPCs. Mike is at this point done with the isolations. I strongly believe that the car bomb has been placed next to Jorge, and some extra setup has been done with the guard. So now I think it's just a run to the mansion with the pistol and run back and exit the helicopter, I would say.
Yeah, working on his Coca-Field guard, which he finally gets it after a couple of tosses with the titanium crowbar.
Nicely on green guns, because he deleted the evidence or shut the box good 6 minutes before.
There's an opportunity to get Hippo Whisperer earlier than usual, but it's gonna be really tough because he can force us as soon as you step onto the bridge.
And it's difficult with those 3 people around. But Randy is... Nah, he's just getting the crowbar.
MrMike, just behind that guard that patrols up and down. He's gonna be talking to the maid now, so... But he doesn't do the loud kill. He has a red trinity, so he doesn't have to worry about panics and gunshot heard afterwards.
And he had the opportunity to get the mansion guard, so he won't be trespassing. And yeah, the Hippo Whisperer has been acquired a good time ago, so just sneak to that helicopter and detonate an exit. Oh, not that.
He's gonna fall in the water though. Target body hidden. So
But how about those other bodies? Not everyone was hidden.
yeah, he does have
Extra
Coca-Field
seconds.
guards in there. And looks like he's exited. There's a guard right in front of the helicopter. Looks like green guns, 1426. MrMike's best performance in Santa Fortuna, according to the game. But, and yeah, he's moving on to round 2.